Good evening, everyone.
Welcome to Freedom Homestead. I'm Tangy.
And I'm Jack.
And this is Freedom Homestead. And I got something weird going on over here. Anyway,
All right.
how's everybody doing? When you come in, please tell us where you are watching from.
Yeah, if you're watching, say hi. Tell us you're here.
Yay! Hey, Delightful Cottage. We were just hanging out over at Sutton's Days.
Were you?
Yep. We'll talk about that here in a minute.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's see. Ooh, there's Nadina from New Mexico, the Tinker's wife in Oregon, and our good friend Andrea over in Melbourne, Australia. Hello, Marcy. And of course, there's Kathy, one of our awesome mods from Minnesota. Hey, Lisa in Ohio.
Rachel's Nest.
And from Ohio. Henry's Honey.
Honey.
From Central Texas.
Okay.
And there's Mandy also in
Peace,
Canada.
Love. Yeah, you better go quicker.
I know. There's Peace, Love, and Homestead. Oh, wait a minute. Peace, Love, Homestead. Yeah, okay. There's George. Hey, George.
You better go quicker.
I got it.
Okay.
There's Considerate Joy.
People are coming in now.
And hello, Lisa in Arizona. Hello, Simple Grower in Oregon. Hey, Shannon. Hey, Tammy in Virginia. Hey, Tina in Iowa. Let's see, was up very early for usual morning walk with some girlfriends, 1 p.m. here. Oh my goodness, that's so crazy.
Okay.
Let's see, near the Canadian border. Hey, Tammy. Oh my goodness.
You guys are coming in from all over.
Okay, wait a minute. In your yard. Wait a minute. That's Josh. You changed the name of your channel.
Who's that?
Josh from Australia. See, now it says in your yard.
Oh, that's Josh?
Uh-huh. Well, at least that looks like him. And it says, and he always says Good Day Australia, so I'm going to assume it's him.
Okay.
So,
he changed his name.
Yep. There is...
Which we did that too, so.
Yeah. Yeah.
Long ago.
Hey, Mama Z.
Hey, Jack, I got my dough this past weekend.
Yay.
Awesome, Mandy. That is cool stuff.
That is awesome. That is something else that we can talk about.
Yes. Let's go ahead and talk about that real quick.
Okay. Go ahead.
So, a good friend of ours, that I kind of grew up with, they go to church with us. He killed a deer. He got a huge 12-point buck. I mean, a monster. It was huge. But anyway, he has the tick. He has the alpha-gal disease from ticks where you can't eat red meat, but he still loves to hunt deer. So he got this, and he called us, and he gave us a deer.
Gave us the deer.
So even though I wasn't able to go hunting, we had a deer gifted to us, and we're so thankful for that.
Absolutely.
It's such a blessing. So now we do have some deer meat.
We have a lot of deer meat.
So it did provide quite a bit.
Yes, it did. So I made some country fried deer steak. We've had sausage. Today we had pasta for dinner.
Our little ones, our biggest little ones.
Anyway, very excited.
Oh, the brush fires are still going in Australia.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys be careful out there. Let's see what else. Yeah, that was awesome. That was awesome for us to get that deer meat give to us. Yeah. Our video's really fuzzy. Kathy is saying our video's really fuzzy. I don't know why. It's very clear on ours.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, maybe
refresh it. I don't know. Maybe other people. Lone Star Living says no fuzz here. So not fuzzy at creating essence. So
yeah, probably just need to refresh.
Yeah, it might be just yours. So
yeah.
But yeah, if we start having issues, please let us know, and we'll try to fix it on our end if it's something that we can do.
Yeah. Okay, so a little earlier.
Yes, that was a Christmas gift.
What was it?
We're talking about the deer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. All right, what else? Oh, okay. Yeah, you were actually...
Yes, I was over on Sutton's Days channel again tonight. We were on there last week, just talking about having a frugal pantry. So it's kind of, the talk stemmed off the book that we had read, 1 Second After, which we've been telling y'all you gotta read.
Which that was a really good book.
It's a great trilogy.
The whole,
the whole series.
The 3-part series.
Yeah,
I like the way they ended it.
Yeah, I did too.
I did. I really like the way they ended it.
Yeah, and so if you're not familiar with the book, we highly recommend it. It's written by William Forstchen, Forstchen, and the whole series is based off an EMP going off over the United States and other parts of the world.
Yeah.
And so it's not only entertaining, especially if you like kind of like post-apocalyptic fiction, but it's also very realistic. And so it kind of lets your mind go to that place, maybe like something that might be hard for us to imagine what life would be like. And it just kind of helps you to think about how you would prepare. What would you do in that situation? How can you prepare for a situation like that? So anyway, so that's kind of what spurred this pantry talk. So, how would you stock your pantry for emergencies like that? Anyway.
Somebody said the book really sucks you in, and I was like, the book really sucks. I love the book. And I was like, oh yeah, it sucks you in.
Yeah, it
That
does.
was Lisa.
So, but yeah, so definitely head on over to Sutton's Days after this chat, and be sure to watch that live from tonight, because we talk a lot about stocking a pantry on a budget.
Yeah,
And one thing I was thinking about but didn't really get to say is that whenever you're stocking your pantry, I kind of like to think of Dave Ramsey has rules whenever you're trying to get out of debt, and one of the baby steps is to save $1,000 for your emergency fund. So you can kind of interpret that into a pantry where, first have enough food for your family for, a month. And then once you get that, then you can start adding on to it. So anyway, we talk about how you can do that on a budget, especially if your family has special food needs, like there's allergies or whatever.
Okay. Yeah, so Kathy refreshed and it looks great now.
Good.
And somebody said she loved watching you over there on Sutton's Days a while ago.
Awesome, thank you.
And I've missed a whole lot of other comments.
Okay. All right.
Oh, Rustic Tradition says that was awesome live.
Okay.
Yeah, she's been busy. She's been on a live show earlier, about an hour ago, and now we're doing our live show. Let's see, what else is going on?
I don't know. Hang on just a second. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Hey, Parker, can you come here for a second? You.
So, I actually built something else today. I took a pallet, I took one pallet, I put legs on it, but I only put legs that are about 2 feet high, and I sanded off the top of the pallet so it just wouldn't be rough, and actually just made a little table just a couple of feet high, so when we do our campfire cooking or when we're having anything outside around the fire pit, I'll have this little table, and we have tree stumps, well, not tree stumps, we have huge tree blocks that we sit on out there, and so the table sits perfectly at where we're sitting around the fire pit. So I just made a little table to go out there, and we can put our food on it, or if we wanted to eat out there, if the weather's better, we can just eat outside and have a table that's low to the ground, but it's about where we'll be sitting around the fire pit. So I did that today, and that was pretty cool. All right, let me get back to reading some of the comments here. Absolutely, add the seasoned butter. Hey, Smith Family Ranch. Good to see you guys. Making lemonade from lemons. Man, we're getting a lot of Hamilton Valleys here. Strong enough to bend. I may have already mentioned them. Actually, I told them about something I made, and I didn't even tell you. You hadn't even seen it.
Okay.
So she just missed it. Y'all know something that she doesn't.
What?
Remember the pallet table that we saw Tim Farmer using? Well, I made one today.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Well, cool.
So now we got one.
Well, neat. Yeah, because we were
On
watching
legs and
that, and
everything.
I was like, we could do something like
Yeah,
that.
I got the idea from Tim Farmer. If you don't know who that is, he has a local television show here in Kentucky, but he's also got a really big presence on Facebook and YouTube. Tim Farmer's Country Kitchen, and we were watching their program, their TV show this weekend. And they were cooking outside around the fire pit, and they had everything dished out, and they were eating. And then you happen to notice the table they're eating off is a pallet. And I was like, I got plenty of pallets out here. I'll go make one. So I made one today.
Well, cool.
Yeah.
Very neat. Okay, so what else? Did I miss anything else?
I tried to skim through some of the comments, but I probably missed a bunch.
Okay. Well, we actually came on here with having no plans of anything to talk about. So, like, how are you guys doing? What's
There's
going on with
Nathan
y'all?
from Sampson's Farms.
Yeah.
Of
So, show a picture.
course, the
Cool.
Max.
But yeah, we've let's see. I did get a video posted today. It was of canning homemade tomato soup, and it comes from the Amish Canning Cookbook, and it is a very, very simple to do how to. So I was telling him, I was like, this would be perfect for someone who's just getting into canning. There's just very few ingredients. It's a short processing time. So if you've never pressure canned before, it'd be something good to kind of cut your teeth on. So if you haven't already seen that video, definitely go check it out. The soup is actually really, really good. But one thing that I failed to mention in the video, and somebody actually asked me about it, it's not one that you would add water to. It's not like a condensed soup. It's just, you know, heat and eat. But the cookbook does recommend that if you like a thicker soup, you know, kind of make a roux with a little bit of butter, a little bit of flour, pour in your soup, and then stir it to thicken it. Or you can even hit it with some heavy whipping cream. But anyway, it's a really great soup.
Yeah. And with the weather getting cold and winter coming on, and I know some of you live in environments where the winter is a whole lot worse than ours, I'm just wondering, do you do stuff like that? Do you have soups? Do you have meals that you have canned, that you've pre-made? Do you have stuff prepared for these harsh winters, especially if the power goes out for a few days? I didn't know how many of you do that, but it's something we've really been thinking about a lot, you know, here lately. And so Tangie's been doing an awesome job really trying to prepare, not just for that, but just kind of stock up and get the pantry just loaded up, really.
That's the goal. But yeah, I mean, we've always tried to do that, but now we're just kind of focused on it a little bit more, especially after reading One Second After.
Yeah, it helps when you
Absolutely.
when that's fresh on your memory and you read a book about that.
Yeah.
Oh, Detroit's had 7 inches of snow.
Hey, everything was picked. Remember we met them at Everything Was Picked. We met them at the Stivers. They're the ones that have the big solar thing. Yeah, that's them. Let's see, we're in Florida and we love soup season with the cooler weather. Yeah, one of the things that I love about soup, it's a lot easier to throw together. It's very yummy and comforting. And they're also a lot cheaper to make than, you know, some of your other normal dishes.
Yeah, some people saying they just went to the store and stocked up on stuff. Lois Young says, I live in Maine and I'm going to be canning beef and chicken stew. Canned beef stew tastes really good.
Yeah.
Tastes really good.
Yeah, especially, well, I mean,
You don't like it?
some people cook it and then can it. I like to do the raw pack method. It saves a lot of time, but also when
you may
you're
not be thinking of what I'm talking about.
when the meat cooks in the canner,
canned
it
stew.
really
What?
makes it tender and it breaks down, and it is so good. Let's see, I'm reading One Second After. Thanks to your recommendation, the library had it. Awesome. Yeah, our library has it. If you have an iPhone, and I'm pretty sure you can do this with any other sort of smartphone, but most libraries are connected to an app called Libby, Libby, and then you put in your, you look for your county library and you put in your library card. And you can listen to all kinds of audiobooks or you can download ebooks. And he was able to listen to One Second After, and then they had the other 2 books.
Yeah, several people are talking about raw pack, and that's the way we do it. And, it turns out great.
Oh, and and Lisa
especially
said,
the chicken. You did some chicken for your cousin last week, and that turned out wonderful.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love, and I would like to get, as soon as I can get some more chicken on sale, we will have more chicken on our,
Nathan says, do you have a canning video on chili beans?
I do. And I have, I actually use the Needy Homesteaders recipe. But yeah, and I do the no-soak bean method, which you just rinse and sort your beans. And then in a quart-sized jar, it's a half a cup of beans. And then I think it's like a 1/4 cup of tomato sauce. And then the seasonings. And then you just, fill it up with hot water, 1-inch headspace, process 90 minutes. But yeah. But I did make a video. I do have one up.
What kind of canned beef stew were you talking about?
It's funny. I mean, I hate that, but it's... my son raised meat chickens and they tasted like rubber.
Oh no.
I mean, yeah.
That would be so
I
disappointing.
wonder what went wrong.
I don't know.
Hard telling, not knowing.
Yeah. Do you have a canned beef stew recipe? Also, do you have,
It's my little plucker.
I don't know, have to add seasonings after when reheating? You can. Some people will add it before, and some people don't add anything and then just season it when they cook it. So, let's see. But yeah,
do you do the same thing with turkey? Somebody was asking that. Do you do turkey the same way?
The same way? Well, I'm actually getting ready to do that. I have never canned raw turkey, but I'm planning to. I have a grocery haul that I'm hoping to have up tomorrow, but I did get a turkey, and that is my plan, is to thaw it, debone it, and then can it raw pack. But I am going to do a little bit of research. I don't think it shouldn't be any different than canning chicken, but I am going to make sure, double check on that.
Ronnie G. Autry is coming at us from New Mexico.
Awesome.
That's cool.
See, we ate canned beef stew a lot at home. My mom would fry it in butter and serve it with noodles. Ooh, that sounds good. Or eat it on bread and butter. That sounds really good, actually. Let's see. Stuff in a jar and process for 100 minutes.
You were talking about the app that connects with the library and we can do audiobooks. I really like that too, because I can't get to the library as often as I like, but I'm also working outside a lot, and so I just stick the earbuds in and just, while I'm outside doing chores or when I go somewhere and I'm on the road driving, I will listen to audiobooks. And actually right now I'm listening to Bill O'Reilly's Killing England about the Revolutionary War.
Yeah.
And, it's okay. It's pretty good.
Yeah, and I'm actually listening to William Forstchen, the one that wrote the 1 Second After series. He has another book called 48 Hours, and that's what I'm listening to right now. And it's not a series, it's just a standalone.
There were, there's several books I wanted to listen to that they don't have. I was kind of disappointed about that. So,
Yeah.
So it is limited.
Good night, Cecilia.
It doesn't have some of the books that I really want to listen to.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's a really great thing. And then I was telling him, our son really likes the Hatchet books, and he still hasn't read the last one, but it's on the Libby app. So after he finishes the book that he's reading right now, he'll listen to that one. Days of Wrath from William. No, I haven't. It's not on the Libby app,
it's
but
not on it.
But yeah, I have been writing down. People have been recommending books.
Well, I looked up William Forstchen, and he only had about 4 books on the Libby app that we could listen to.
Yeah.
It was the 3-part series, and then that 48 hours.
Yeah.
So that's all they had, but.
But yeah, but I mean, I like to read books too, not just listen to them. So
I like
yeah,
to listen to them.
I definitely want to read more because I really like his writing style. So I would really like to read more of his stuff. It's a short read, but will shake you almost, if not as much as 1 Second After. Oh my goodness. Yeah, we'll definitely have to look into that. But yeah, it's like now after I've read that, I kind of want to read more books that are kind of along the same line, just because of the thrill,
Mm-hmm.
you know, of it. It's really good. Oh, the Hatchet books are so good, aren't they? Rubber chicken was frozen whole, but it wasn't in the freezer that long. It was just some rubbery chicken. Ugh.
Okay.
Hey, Heaven's Essentials.
We've got almost 100 people watching us tonight, so that is
Awesome.
so cool.
Very, very neat.
Something else. Let's see, what else we got going on? We've got a huge, well, not a huge bunch, but we've got a nice little grove of giant oak trees behind our house, which haven't dropped their leaves yet. It looks like they should within the next week. And we're going to have a ton of leaves.
Good night, Lisa.
Reminded me because I was in town today and I saw a huge leaf rake. I was like, oh, we need a leaf rake because we're going to be raking leaves soon. But we already have plans. We're going to rake those leaves and probably cover our raised beds with them.
Yeah.
I think that's what we're going to try to do. We're going to put some in the compost bin, but we're going to cover our raised beds with them.
Yeah.
And kind of incorporate that into them as well.
Yeah, and that's one thing. Our garden doesn't look that great. We had a couple of really hard freezes.
Winter came early.
Winter came early.
Well, the freezes came early.
Yeah, and it was one of those freezes that sheets weren't gonna cut it.
Yeah, so it knocked out our cabbage.
Well, it didn't. Like, they're not dead.
They are now.
They weren't the last time I looked at them.
They're now.
Okay.
You still got onions out there growing.
The
and
onions.
They look great.
Well, what about the Brussels sprouts? Still look good though, don't they?
No.
Okay. Well, I need to go out there and look.
No,
Because
I was
the
out
last
there
time-
today and everything's pretty much gone except onions.
All right, I'll have to go out there and look.
Yeah.
So, but anyway,
Unless
but yeah.
I missed the Brussels sprouts, but everything I saw that had grown up and had leafed out was they've been frozen for days. So yeah, the freeze pretty much took all that out. So we got to clean all that out and get some
We'll see.
some leaves in there.
Some of that stuff though, you just never know. Sometimes it'll revive. But I don't know, we'll see.
I don't know. We had some really hard freezes it got down to 12 degrees.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it did.
for a couple nights, 2 nights in a row.
Yeah.
Yeah, the max. Yeah, winter. You actually had winter weather hit you guys down there, and that's really early for down there close to the Gulf.
Creating Acid says make sure you run them through the lawnmower first. Putting them on whole will do good for the soil, but they work faster
Yeah.
when they're chopped.
Yeah, they do work faster when they're chopped up. So I will try to do that.
Yeah. Alan Eckert books. Okay.
What else? Are you reading stuff?
Yeah, I'm trying to. Let's see.
We had January and November.
Yeah.
Yeah, we usually don't have really bad winter weather till after Christmas around here. Usually it's right around the last part of December, but usually it's after New Year's is when we start having really bad. And I won't say like winter weather like snow, but the cold below freezing for several days in a row.
Yeah, we have
We
more
get a lot
chances
of
of
ice.
ice and things like that.
Yeah, we get a lot of ice. We get that wintry mix here. We're right on the kind of the border of how temperatures always change around here.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a saying in Kentucky, if you don't like the weather, just wait a minute. It'll
Yeah.
change. But yeah. Let's see. Hey, Naturally NC. Let's see. Our coldest
Yeah,
weather
I think of most people. I'm sorry. I think most people in this area, or just in the whole region that we're in, the winter weather just kind of dipped through here and really hit everybody very fast.
Yeah. But
I kind of think it's just my feeling that we're going to have a bad winter this year.
we might.
We're due for one.
Yeah.
I think the last year was very mild.
Oh, very mild.
And so I think
Like, is it even winter?
we're due. We're due for a
Yeah.
bad winter. I'll take a mild winter, but I think we're due one.
Oh, me. But yeah, that is one thing. One of the things that I mentioned on Sutton's Days channel today. We were talking about having a pantry built up, and I said my goal for the year 2020 is that I will, in November and December, I will not have to go get groceries. That we can just live off of what we have, because I hate going into town this time of year, y'all.
Yeah.
I mean, and I'm a very laid back, patient person. I can handle all kinds of things. I can handle traffic jams, normal, regular traffic jams. But the traffic in town this time of year makes me a different person. I despise going into town this time of year.
Yeah, I do too. Everybody starts shopping, from Thanksgiving all the way through New Year's, but especially right after Thanksgiving.
Oh yeah.
It's just insane.
It hasn't even got bad yet.
I hate going to town.
Yeah, it hadn't even got bad yet, but
No.
it's still enough to drive you nuts
No.
now. But yeah, it's ridiculous.
And something always comes up where, man, I need this. And I'm not talking about groceries. It's just maybe a light bulb goes out.
Yeah.
And we don't have one. And so, I need to go get a light bulb. Just something little like that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not worth the trip to town.
No.
I'll sit in the dark.
Yeah.
It's just,
Yeah.
it's insane. Yeah.
Well, maybe that's something we need to prep too.
Well, I just use that as an
Light
example.
bulbs.
I use that
But
as an
that's-
example.
that's a good idea,
I've got
though.
boxes of light bulbs in our basement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that is a good idea though, having a stock of light bulbs and
Batteries,
air filters.
candles, just stuff.
Yeah.
But it's
Fuel for
always-
your lanterns.
Duct tape.
How big is
Always
your
have duct
town
tape.
population? The nearest town where most people do their shopping is a college town, and so.
Oh, yeah.
What is it?
Well,
A billion?
We're
Feels like a billion.
we're about 20 minutes between two pretty good sized towns. One of the towns that we go to the most is probably 60,000.
That don't sound right. No.
The
that's
county's
not right.
100,000.
That don't sound
The whole
right.
county's 100,000. So the city's probably 50, 60,000.
That don't sound right.
And then the other town is about half that, or a quarter of that. 20,000, 30,000 maybe.
I'm still sticking with a billion.
Well, you're wrong.
I think I'm closer than you
Well,
are.
you're wrong. We don't live in India.
Yeah, that's true. They have a lot more people.
1.4 million.
See, it was nutty in town
In our
Saturday in
country.
Augusta. Augusta's actually
Yeah. Oh, never mind.
Augusta is not too far from the town that I grew up in. I hate shopping with all my guys along and then at all the full stores. I know. That's why I like online shopping. Let's see. Added caramelized onions, garlic, salt, pepper, thyme. Blend it until smooth. Yum. That sounds really good. Crowds and people are getting to me more and more. I need out of this city. Yeah, that's what we did. Actually, did you notice
What?
when we went to your mom and dad's the other day that field right before you turned to go to their house, that field that's right there, they're putting houses out there.
What field? No.
Okay, like right when you turn onto their road,
Uh-huh.
there's a big field. They got houses going up in there.
What field? There's a big house next to their house.
No,
There's not a field.
no.
There's
You're
a
not,
field-
you're not listening. When you're on the main road,
Yeah.
and you're turning on to the road to get to their house, that big field that's right
I
there.
still don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, well, I'm gonna have to draw them a picture.
Yeah.
I can't say specifics. So anyway, but yeah, I mean, there's just where we moved from, the population is growing so quickly. We wanted to get out of there so bad, and I'm so thankful that we did. But anyway, let's see. There's less than 25,000 in our whole county. No, yeah, where we live, it's big. Let's see. Can't use online for the stuff.
So the county we live in, last year, we had 130,000 people.
That sounds
The
more
county.
right.
The county.
Oh, the county. Oh,
Yeah.
no, that still
The
sounds
county
right.
we live in.
It don't feel like.
I said 100. I was 30,000 off.
Okay. Well, I mean, that's a roundabout. That still doesn't seem right, though. It feels like there's a lot more than that.
Well,
When you look at all the subdivisions, all the apartments, all the trailer parks, all the cottages, I mean, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. There's just so many people. Anyway.
our county's a
I'm
big
just glad we
agriculture.
don't live there.
Our county's a huge agriculture county, so we have a lot of farmland. So when you see all of that, that's where all the people are. They're all together.
Oh.
The rest of the county,
I guess that makes sense.
people are hunting deer and raising cattle and has farms.
I
and
guess that makes sense.
growing hay.
But
So,
boy, it
yeah.
is congested. It is
So
congested.
it's visually what you're seeing
Hey,
in one
Linda.
part of town compared to the other.
Let's see, small town. Yeah, I come from a very small town. Of course, it's growing too.
Yeah.
Every time we go back to visit.
But we live literally
Hey, Stivers.
hey Stivers, we literally live 5 minutes from the adjacent county over,
Yeah,
which has nobody living
it
in it.
is. Yeah.
It's one of the least populated it's one of the least populated counties in South Central
region,
Kentucky. In the
yeah.
region.
Yeah.
In the region, yeah.
My town is 40. Just the number 40.
My town is 40.
Okay, that's probably the smallest town I've ever heard of. Because, I mean, the town that I grew up
I
in.
thought the town I grew up in was small. I mean, the town my parents grew up in.
Oh yeah, that's a small town too.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean the town that I grew up in was in the low 4 digits, the low 4 digits. And then I moved up here, and I'm like, ugh, it's the big city, and it's not really, but it is compared
Folks
to where I grew
watching
up from.
Fleming, Colorado, or what is that? Fleming.
Colorado. Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah. Cool. Well, cool. Thanks for being here. Let's see. Have 18,000. I grew up in a town about 1,200, but now it's 20,000. Yeah. Everything is, and I'm not anti-progress by any means, but it is kind of cool to keep the heart of some of your small towns, but you just kind of see, industry and
Yeah.
kind of bleeding into the small towns, and
Yeah.
it's kind of disappointing. But Fleming County, Kentucky. Oh, Fleming County.
Oh.
C-O as in county. Gotcha.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Well, it said
Cool.
C-O. Oh, those are exclamation points.
Yeah.
This print's small, and I don't have.
Yeah, we're
reading
not wearing our
glasses.
glasses because of the,
glare.
yeah.
I thought it was C-O-L instead of C-O exclamation point.
Yeah, well, I saw CO, which that is the abbreviation for Colorado. So, anyway, let's see. Whew, you don't do small towns. So, do you? I mean, I guess you like living in a city. See, I would not. You couldn't pay me, even if it was a free place to live. You could not pay me to move to a city.
Yeah.
Nope.
Some people are great with it. Some
Yeah.
people prefer it.
Oh
Some,
yeah, I have a cousin that lives in New York. She loves it.
Yeah, that's not us.
No.
That's not us.
No.
We're not anti-city. We're anti-us
in
living in the city.
Right.
Yes. In fact,
All right, bye, Josh.
we moved where we live now from a subdivision where they were just building houses. We were still 5-10 minutes from town.
Mm-hmm.
Technically, we were still outside the city limits.
Right, we were. Mm-hmm.
But that was too crowded for us.
Yeah. Well, and again, because it's the housing was developed, so much housing was developing around us.
And the infrastructure wasn't,
Right.
as far as just ease of getting around and.
Oh yeah. It's
yeah.
going to be a nightmare in the next couple of years.
Plus, we, over the last couple of years, we have just been so, we have desired so much to get back to the land and try to live off the land more. And we just couldn't do it where we were at.
I mean,
Not the way we wanted to.
Not the way we wanted
Not
to.
the way we
yeah.
wanted to. I mean, you can do it living in the city,
Yeah.
but not
We
the
could
way
totally do it
not the
where
way
we were
we
living.
wanted to. We wanted
Yeah.
we wanted more open spaces. We wanted to
Open spaces, privacy.
and we're looking, 10, 15 years down the road too, wanting to expand and do more as we can. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think for us though, just it was feeling suffocating, where literally 365 degrees
10.
around where our house we had neighbors. And-
Tennessee Provisioner, probably it's about 15 miles from the Blue Ridge Parkway.
Cool.
That's a beautiful area.
It is a very beautiful area.
Very beautiful
especially in
area.
the fall.
And that's a beautiful road to drive too.
Oh, I worked in New York City for Barney's. You could not pay me to go back. Yeah, you see that a lot on Christmas movies.
And I don't know what Barney's is.
Barney's is a department store.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I only know that because of Christmas movies. I've never been to New York.
Well, 90% of Christmas movies were produced because of stores. It was marketing for Macy's and other stores.
Sears, yeah. 200,000 in your city. Can't wait to get out. Wow. Yeah, I'll tell you this. I don't know. It's been several years ago. His uncle had passed away, and we were driving out to the burial area. And I looked at him and I said, "Do you realize that we have not passed a single subdivision since we came out here?"
Uh-huh.
And he was like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "I love it. I want to move here."
Yeah.
It's not where we live now, but it's kind of similar.
Rustic traditions, we were in the exact same spot. We had about an acre, but we had neighbors on every single corner of our house.
Yeah.
Not only just on each side of us, but we had them behind us and in front of us and on each side of us. We couldn't go anywhere outside without
No.
a couple of houses all, being
Yeah.
able to see everything. So,
Everything that we do, yeah. But we were very blessed in the way though that most of our neighbors were awesome. We had
we had some
we
really
had
good
some
neighbors.
really great neighbors. We also had some very sketchy neighbors too.
As most subdivisions do.
As most of like you got the one house where
Yeah.
the police are there usually once a week. We had that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But let's see, I
Well-
left Charleston because the population growth was crazy. Around 700,000 people in Charleston.
What else?
Wow.
Did we got
That's
anything else
crazy.
going on this weekend? I don't know if we
did,
missed something.
but you said we can't talk about it yet.
Yeah, because that's going to be later.
Yeah. So we can build it up though.
I mentioned a guy giving us a deer. If you joined us late,
See what he did. He dodged it.
yeah, because I don't want to talk about it right now. But yeah, so if you came in late, right as we started our show, I talked about one of our friends that we go to church with has a tick disease, that alpha-gal disease, where you can't eat red meat, and so he got a deer, but he gave it to us.
Yep.
Because he knew we love deer.
Yes. And so that was, and I will say too, one thing that we did this time that we haven't done in the past is that we did take it to a butcher. And the cool thing about that is we were able to tell them how we wanted it processed. So I did get some of the shoulder sliced, but I think what I'm going to end up doing with it is canning it.
We
So I'm excited
we
about
normally
that.
would not have done that.
No.
But just because of the circumstances and it kind of hitting us unexpectedly, we thought it was
late.
best. We thought it was the best thing for us to take it and to the slaughterhouse.
Yeah, and it was a really
let
good
them
price
take
too.
care of it.
The family that owns the slaughterhouse, we go to church with
We
them.
know them really well too.
And it was really awesome.
I don't know if we're gonna do any deer jerky.
Didn't keep the fat.
No, because we got some sausage, we got some burger, we got a lot of it ground up, we got some of it sliced up, and then we had the back straps.
Yeah.
Pretty much kept those and just
Oh, yeah.
sliced those up, and we ate some of those last night. Awesome.
Yeah, I mean, and we're all about doing things for ourselves, saving money. But sometimes you have a little bit more money than you have time.
I didn't tell you about this.
It was one of those things.
I didn't tell you about this.
What's that?
Somebody commented, I think the best meat on the deer is the heart.
Oh, yeah.
I gave that to my dad. Mm-hmm.
They did have to gut it. We had to gut it before we took it to the
Yeah,
cemetery.
so I went and picked it up, and then I took it to my dad's house and kind of dressed it out and gave the heart to him. And he called me yesterday and said that it was good. He said
Yeah. He told me the same thing.
yeah,
Yeah.
he said it was very, very tasty.
He said they cooked theirs in the
Crock pot.
crock pot with
Yeah.
peppers and onions and potatoes.
Yeah, I was just like,
Yeah, I've never
Cool.
eaten. I'm not opposed to it. I would love to try it. But since he helped Jackie, that was like the
It
thank
is.
you. You can have the heart.
yeah. Biggest one I've ever seen come out of a deer.
Yeah, it was a big deer. The hanging weight was 170 pounds. It was huge.
The hanging weight.
The
Yeah,
hanging
after
weight.
they.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we feel so blessed having that deer, and yeah, so we've already had yesterday.
Bacon.
I cooked up the I want to learn how to make deer bacon. That sounds really good. Anyway, so last night I cooked up some backstrap. We had
How?
chicken fried backstrap, mashed potatoes and gravy, homemade biscuits, and green beans.
How do you preserve your meat? Well, right now it's in a deep freeze.
Right now
we
it's
put
in a deep
all the
freeze.
deer in a deep freeze.
But I will be canning some of it.
Yes.
Because we definitely want to have some of that to be shelf stable. But yeah, most of it is, and I wouldn't mind experimenting, doing some canned deer sausage and ground deer.
Man, there's a lot of interesting comments about this deer heart. Things that I've never even thought of.
Like a light liver
Somebody
flavor.
says pickled
I like, really.
and minced.
Hey, Cliff. Had to go pick up my son from work Monday night. Oh, I'm sorry. Well, I'm glad you're here.
I can make jerky.
But yeah, that's really interesting. Let's see, I did the exact opposite. I left the land. Oh, yeah. Yeah, sometimes people have to do things that is less maintenance.
Yeah,
That's
and
understandable.
I can't say whether or not I like deer heart or
Yay,
liver
Betsy.
because I don't recall ever having it.
What? Liver?
Deer heart.
Oh, deer
or
heart.
deer liver.
Yep. Let's see.
So,
Just like beef
so yeah,
heart.
we actually kind of briefly mentioned that at the beginning of our video, but since so many people are now joining us, I thought I would go back and mention that again. So
Consider it Joy said M.I. Gardner was wearing our shirt in his vlog today. That's awesome. We'll have to go
Well,
back and look. That's
cool.
neat.
That is cool.
Let's see, can't get on board with liver. It's a filter. Yeah, I mean, I like chicken liver.
I guarantee you probably eat a whole lot worse, but again, yeah, I
Yes,
hadn't eaten any yet
mystery.
either. I love chicken liver.
Yeah. I thought your deer heart. Oh, yeah. Cliff said he thought that I was your deer heart. But yeah, so yeah, getting that deer was so awesome. We just feel so very blessed.
It was a blessing.
But yeah,
Definitely a
I definitely
blessing.
want to try though canning because I've seen where people can sausage, like slice it and then can it.
Oh, really?
And I've never done that. That'll be something I have to try. We got plenty to experiment with, so I'm definitely not opposed to it.
Now, I know there was a video where where he was out fixing fences or doing something out there where his cattle was, and he was watching deer. I wonder if Colby has got a deer.
I don't know.
So he's watching, so maybe
Yeah, he can tell us. Yeah.
don't know if they've got something yet or not.
Okay. So Consider Joy said, I think Chris Privet did the sausage. I'll have to go back and check. See, we use chicken livers as catfish bait. Oh man,
I've done that before.
Yeah, but we love to eat it too.
Yeah,
I
I've done
mean,
that before.
chicken liver. Don't even get me started. But yeah, I am definitely not opposed to trying different kinds of organ meats because I know they're so good for you, and that's one thing that our society does not
They're-
eat as much of as we used to.
There are certain foods that I just don't like. And there's some foods you like
Mm-hmm.
that I don't like. Turnips. is one of them. Don't even like to smell them being cooked in the house. So yeah, some people have taste buds for certain foods and some people don't.
Yeah.
But I'm always willing to try new stuff.
Yeah.
That is kind of fun, trying new stuff. There's one thing I will not eat,
What's that?
and I'm not even gonna try it.
What's that?
Raw oysters.
Oh yeah.
I may just have offended some people on here. I don't mean to offend anybody, but I'm not gonna eat raw oysters. I actually had a friend die because he ate raw oysters that
Had that bacteria.
had a bacteria in it that got him deathly ill.
Yeah. And
so,
I mean, within a week? Was he
yeah,
dead within a week?
Yes. So
And he was a healthy individual. It wasn't like he had any underlying health problems.
Right.
I mean,
so
it was bad.
So yeah, just there's some foods that I just don't have a desire.
Yeah. Now I have tried once before to eat one, and it was it was terrible. And I like food, but I mean it had no taste. It was cold and slimy, and no.
Not gonna.
No. But
I don't never have a desire to anyway.
One thing that I will never try is souse. That just, it looks disgusting and it smells disgusting.
It's one of those things where you can't watch it being prepared and then want to eat it.
No, I mean, you can even pick out the different parts that are,
Yeah.
it's just, no, I will not, So, yeah, well, cooked oysters are a whole different thing, but raw.
Yeah, I said raw oysters. I've had oysters cooked.
Yeah. Okay, so somebody said, what is that? Souse. It is a pressed meat product
It's
different, unwanted. Is it just pig or is it different meats?
What I have seen is where they basically boil a hog head and take out everything out of the hog head.
So is it the same as head cheese?
That's what my family's always called it, souse meat, and it's all the leftovers. I don't know if it's the same thing or not.
Look at the face. That's funny.
Yeah, we need to change the subject because that's just going to gross people out.
Yeah. Now I like bologna. Bologna is good.
No, it is not like bologna at all. Not like bologna. I'll eat bologna.
Oh, Tammy said she lives in seafood heaven. Can't eat
Pig
anything.
head cheese. It's what some people call souse meat.
Eat mountain oysters? No. Actually, you know what?
Yeah, I'd try them.
I would try them.
I'd try 'em.
Just don't tell me what it is. If it's deep
You know what
fried,
it is.
Well, no. If they just serve it and then say, "Here, give this a try."
Okay, since we're on the subject, what is we've got people from all over. We've got people from all over the U.S. We got people from different countries watching. What's some of the craziest foods you've ever eaten?
So you've eaten crazier things than I had.
What I've eaten, I don't consider crazy though.
Well, different than.
Just different foods that I'm not usually used to eating growing up in Kentucky.
Okay, Rustic said squid. There's starfish, turtle. Pathway said I'll send you some. Okay.
Starfish? See, that would be weird.
I imagine you have to cut the suckers off, kind of like
See,
octopus.
rattlesnake. I've had rattlesnake. I've had alligator, which probably isn't that weird to a lot of you guys.
Urchins, haggis.
What is a geoduck? A sea urchin? I didn't know you could eat a sea urchin.
I think it's the middle. When you flip them over.
George says souse.
The middle.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Shelly says,
I
I
will
will not eat crazy foods ever.
Snapping turtle and snake.
Chitterlings and snake.
A chitterling.
Is it chitterlings? That's like, like cracklins? Isn't that the same thing?
I don't think so.
We'll see. Hubby has had hog brains, so he didn't like them at all. My great-grandmother used to eat them in scrambled eggs.
I've heard people eat squirrel brains.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard that's not recommended to do anymore either.
So Megan said geoduck is pronounced gooey duck.
Oh, okay.
It's kind of like a clam. Okay, that's interesting. Oh, Kathleen's had possum, blood sausage, or head cheese. Now Jack's mom.
Oh, chitlins. Chitlins.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Jack's mom talks about eating groundhog growing up.
And how greasy it is.
And yeah, said it was really good, but very, very
Oh,
greasy.
look what Jump Off Face is.
That's probably the weirdest thing so far.
Yeah, of all the stuff that's being mentioned, I don't know if I want to eat those.
Oh, the Tinkerer's wife said fish eyes.
I'd rather eat Jackson goat eye.
Ooh, no.
A conch.
No. Those
I'd try a conch before I'd eat goat eyes.
grapple.
We're gonna have Daniel Arms see if he's eating a goat eye.
You can go to your library online with an iPad or tablet. Okay. Let's see.
You go to some other
Butchery
countries.
grab.
Go to Japan. They eat some stuff that
Pig blood pudding.
That I would've never
I've heard
thought
of
of.
blood pudding. Yeah. My mom ate muskrat eyes by accident. Oh, that's even worse. I don't know what's worse, eating it intentionally or eating it by accident. I would say by accident.
yeah. I've heard, blood pudding. I think I've had blood pudding.
Oh my goodness, Deborah's sister likes 100-year-old
Oh my
eggs.
God.
I've seen them eat those like on like competition shows.
Possum's good, but greasy as heck.
Vietnamese
yeah,
eat some raisin eggs.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah. Don't want to know what I've eaten by accident.
Those
Ain't that the truth?
Yeah, those fermented duck things that they put in soup.
No.
Which, yeah.
Yeah, I would say the weirdest thing that I've had isn't really weird at all, and I'm just the cow tongue, which is delicious.
Tacos
by
de
the way.
lingua.
Tacos de lingua.
Yeah, that was actually
Delicious.
really good.
It was.
And it was kind of weird eating it just because I knew what it was. But once I actually ate it,
Hey, Heaven's Gate.
it was good. Very
Yeah,
good.
it was very,
It was
very
actually
tasty.
super tasty.
And what was funny when we went to our friend's house and she made it and she didn't tell her family because they had bought a cow and they got the tongue, and she'd kind of been keeping it at the bottom of the freezer. And so she told us, she was like, yeah, I've got a beef tongue and I'm thinking about making it tacos de lingua with it. And I was like, man, I would love to try something like that. She goes, well, I will save it and cook it when y'all get here.
I don't want to eat anything that can taste me bad.
And so she cooked it and she didn't tell her kids what it was, and they loved it and they went back for seconds. And so then their dad went in there with the camera and he was like, hey kids, how did you like that dinner? And then it was like right then they knew.
Then the kids just kind of froze like,
what did you do?
wow, what did we just eat? Yeah.
And the oldest one was like, how could you do that to us?
One of them just fell
it
down
was-
in the floor like, I can't believe that.
Yeah.
Because he said, oh no, because it was so good.
Yeah,
You know?
it really was.
Yeah. Baby octopus.
Somebody, where'd it go? Somebody told me wants to never eat organs, and after that
I really don't want to
totally
eat
stopped.
something that's still wiggling. Would you?
No.
I don't want to eat something that's still
No.
kind of moving.
No. Well, I mean,
No.
like sourdough.
No, that's like still wiggling around in your mouth.
Oh, ugh, no. Tammy said, I only eat mainstream. I don't blame you.
Yeah. Yeah, I try not to get too exotic. I try not, I am willing to try stuff,
Good night.
but I don't want, I'm comfortable in my little box.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It would depend. It would depend.
No
Like,
grub worms.
No grubs. I mean, if we're in the wilderness and we have to survive, yes, we will eat the live things.
Oh yeah. Just not my first choice.
No, we'll go for the greens first.
Yeah.
and then work our way. Try to get big things that we can kill and cook over a fire.
Maybe we need to change the subject and go to something else. Do y'all have questions for us? Anything going on?
Yeah, we got 5 more minutes.
She did post a video this morning. She made some really great tomato soup, and she
Mm-hmm.
canned a bunch of it.
But you know something I've noticed though, and I don't know if this is anybody else or if it's just me, but a lot of times when I'm canning a recipe, and it is a canning recipe, I always end up with less than what the recipe says I will have at the end. So like this recipe said 7 pints for one batch. I doubled the batch, so you would think I would get 14 pints, but I got 12.
You think you boiled some of it away? We cooked it down too much?
Nope. Nope, because it said to simmer for 20 minutes, so I simmered for 20 minutes.
Maybe you boiled it.
I didn't boil it, I simmered it. I know the
5
difference
minutes.
between boil and simmer. See, look, I'm not the only one.
Oh, okay.
Okay, yeah,
Alright.
well, good. I'm glad I'm not the only one. But yeah, I was like,
Well, just overdo it, and then if you've got a
Well,
little extra left over,
I would have if I
That's
had
fine.
more tomato paste, but I
I'd
used
rather-
what I had.
I'd rather have a little left over than, man, I've got a couple of jars that are empty because it didn't fill them all up.
Yeah, thanks, Critter. Kathleen says, do you have a good pumpkin pie recipe? I think Emily...
Our daughter does.
I think we did a video.
Yes, our daughter did a pumpkin.
We did,
yes.
last year.
It's a year old, so you'll have to go back and look for it. But
It's
our-
called the best pumpkin pie recipe ever.
I'm
because
not.
it
Yeah.
is.
Well, I'm not a big fan of pumpkin pie. I like it if it's got a ton of Cool Whip on it.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not really keen on pumpkin pie. That's definitely not my first, second, third, fourth choice of pie. But
Good night, Pathways.
when my daughter made that pumpkin pie,
Y'all.
man, I couldn't get enough of it. It was
Yeah.
awesome.
It don't need no stinking
I
Cool Whip.
would have eaten that till I got sick.
It
was
makes
good.
and what's even better is having leftovers in the
Yeah.
morning with a cup of coffee.
So I think she went back and did a video. Yeah, she did. She went back and did a video of her making this pumpkin
Yeah.
pie. Because I told her, I said, you got to show people this stuff.
Do beans hold up when you can chili? Yes, but I think it also depends. Okay, I'll tell you, I have not canned beans that were previously cooked. I do the no soak method. So the like the chili bean recipe that I have, they're dried, and then I rinsed them really good in water and sorted them. A lot of chili bean recipes call for you to soak them overnight, then cook them for a little while. And I've never done that because I'm lazy, and I like doing the no soak method because it eliminates a lot of work and time.
Oh, man, that's funny.
But yeah, so
I eat a Cool Whip pie with a little bit of pumpkin on the side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
but and the reason for that is a lot of people say that if you soak and cook before you can them, it makes the beans mushy. But doing the no soak method, you have a more
Yep.
firmer bean.
So since Thanksgiving's coming up, what is your favorite pie?
Consider it joy, yes. I also do the no soak on black beans. Actually, I have some right here.
What's your
that I
favorite
just
pie?
did. My favorite pie is I don't know. I like all pies.
I love pecan pie. I really like butterscotch pie. I really like peanut butter pie.
Here's some that I just did. Can you see?
You can't see that.
I know it's because it's dark. They're black beans. But yeah, that's
Wait, hold it up again.
okay.
Hold it to the camera.
Well, I'm trying to do it where you can actually see the beans, but I mean they're not mushy. They're still kind of looking whole in there. Oh, there you go. Yeah. So see, so that is the no soak method. For a pint, you do half a cup of beans. For a quart, you do a whole cup. Is that right? Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool deal. All right, just made 2 potato pies. Yep. Blue ribbon pecan pie. A lot of pecan pies coming up. Apple pie.
I like all pies.
Well, I think some of my favorites are pecan pie, butterscotch pie. Your peanut butter pie is really good. Emily's pumpkin pie. I guess I would
Emily's
have to
pumpkin
put
pie.
that up there with them.
Yeah. Yeah, apple pie. I will say that I'm not a huge fan of baked peaches,
There's a.
like cobbler or pie. I love peaches though.
I
Just
used
not
to
baked.
I used to work at a place, and across the street was a diner, and they made a lot of amazing homemade pies. And the favorite pie of theirs that I would always go over and get a slice at least once a week, it was called Moonshine Pie. It didn't have moonshine in it. It was just called Moonshine Pie. And I don't know exactly really what it was, but it was so good. And I've never been able to find anybody since then that could tell me really what it was. And I had somebody say, "Oh, I know what moonshine pie is," and they made one, and it wasn't the
same
same.
thing.
So, so I don't know. I kind of lost that, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, people are talking about, okay, so Marie says pineapple coconut cream cheese cake. Pretty much, well, my top 2 favorite cakes, and I'm not a big cake person, but my top 2 is German chocolate
Yeah.
and coconut cream. And both of them have coconut. I love
And
coconut.
I don't like coconut.
I know. That's why our marriage works so beautifully, is because if somebody gives us coconut, whatever, he will
It's
give it to me.
yours.
Yes. So I lost all my teeth because I was artillery. Finally got all of those out my mouth. But what sweet would you? I don't know.
I think we missed something before.
Suggest.
Oh,
What sweets would you
okay.
suggest? Okay, yeah, he hit enter before.
Oh, okay.
Hmm.
Amen on the German chocolate cake.
Probably like a trifle that doesn't have any nuts, because it's basically like pudding and cake. And those would be really soft. So you could probably do that and some like whipped cream. That'd be really good. Let's see.
There's a couple people talking about cakes. And I'm not much of a cake person.
Yeah, I prefer pie over cake,
I prefer pies.
but I do have cakes that I like though. Like German chocolate and coconut
I'm not.
cream.
I'm not a cake.
And I also love cheesecake. Oh my gosh. I love cheesecake.
I'm not a cake person.
Let's see.
You're finding out a lot about us today.
Yeah, see, Strong Enough to Bend said we hate coconut. That is one thing I have learned. I don't know anybody who's like, coconut's okay. Either you love it or you hate it. You either love it or you hate it.
No, I can eat it. I just don't prefer it. I'm not a fan of it.
You said you don't like it,
I
period.
don't
That's
hate
what you
it.
said.
I don't hate it. I will eat coconut cake.
But you don't think it's okay, though.
I will eat it. It's just, I wish I had something else. It's not like turnips.
Okay.
It's not like I gotta get out of the house. I can smell it sitting on the table.
I love it. Let's
No.
see, coconut is the food of the depths of hell. Like into your tongue like a curly hair on your
I know when I was-
McDonald's cheeseburger.
When I was in college, though,
That's hilarious.
when I was in college, sometimes my friends and I, we just go to the grocery and buy something weird like a coconut, and we'd bring a coconut home and cut it and drink the coconut milk and
Oh,
chop
my
up coconut and eat on the coconut just to see what real coconut was. But
let me tell you, there is a Chinese restaurant in town that we will go to. They have, what is the name of it?
banana pudding cheesecake.
Ooh, that sounds good. It is, what is it called? It's coconut, I think it's coconut cream shrimp or some, I don't know, but it is so good. I will make myself sick on that stuff. It is divine. And your mom loves it too.
Freedom Homestead.
We're like, did you get that
It's just-
coconut shrimp? She's like, yes, girl. I'm like, yes, it's so good.
Yeah.
It's not the coconut. Well, you might be talking about something
Yeah.
else. It's not
Mr.
coconut
Free-
fried shrimp. It's like shrimp in this like coconut cream sauce. It's not breaded and fried.
I melt coconut oil with butter to put it on popcorn.
Ooh,
That's interesting.
that sounds good.
That's creative too.
Yeah. Here's how I've been having my popcorn lately is
Wait
butter.
a minute, Lisa. What? Pumpkin donut with coconut topping.
That doesn't sound like anything you would like at all. He has a
No.
texture thing. He doesn't like.
I do. I got this weird.
He doesn't
thing
like
about
nuts
texture.
and bread. Like the only thing that he'll have, like he likes butter pecan ice cream,
Yes.
but you don't like nuts, like sprinkled on top
well,
of your ice cream.
I love raisins. I absolutely love raisins. Do not put the raisins in a cookie and do not put the raisins in a bread
Tina,
because I will not eat them together. But I love raisins. I don't want them in my cookies or my bread. Maybe I'm weird, but you guys are learning a lot about us today.
What was I saying before you interrupted me?
About the pecans.
No, I wasn't going to talk about that.
That's what you were saying right before I interrupted you.
No. We were talking about.
And then the pumpkin donut with coconut on it.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
There are two things.
Oh, hummingbird cake. Yeah, that's good.
Oh, we were talking about putting the stuff on popcorn.
Oh, popcorn, yes. I like putting fresh cracked black pepper on mine. So butter, salt, and pepper is really good. Yeah.
I was just reminded that our hour is way over. We've gone over, hon.
I know. Peace, Love, Homestead. Jack's sister also loves to put nutritional yeast on her popcorn.
She does that all the time.
Yeah, so coconut shrimp popcorn. My kids call that bug bread. That's funny.
Huh.
Oh yes, chocolate on anything. I mean, can you really go wrong? But yeah, chocolate on popcorn is really, really good.
We have really not talked much homesteading tonight.
No, but that's okay. I like these conversations too.
I guess this was more of a
That's funny.
get to know us night,
Naturally NC
as far as
said,
food goes.
I have a texture issue with anything airy like Cheetos, pork rinds, and celery. Like he doesn't like celery either.
I don't like celery.
Yeah, I love it. See, I like texture. I like different textures. A mixture. Like one of my favorite Asian dishes is Kung Pao chicken because you've got like the bamboo shoots, but you also have like peanuts
bamboo
and
shoots.
celery and water chestnuts. And he hates water chestnuts
Dude.
like with a passion.
Dude. Yes.
But yeah, I love like flavors and textures and all that stuff. But yeah, no, he's like, nope. It's Thanksgiving
You told us
chat.
about the table. Oh, I did. I did talk about making a table.
Yes, and we talked about canning
I did mention
and
palette.
the garden and how it's dying.
Yeah.
It's good to see you too, Minute Man. Don't be a stranger.
Yeah, we do. We really appreciate everybody just kind of coming along on this little weird ride,
Yes,
all the
me
different
too.
Topics tonight.
I love water chestnuts.
It's Thanksgiving chat. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Next week.
Next week is Thanksgiving
Next week we need to have kind of a Thanksgiving theme. Talk about some things.
Maybe things that we're thankful for.
Yeah. So.
Does anybody else kind of find that corny though? I mean, we should always be thankful, and it's good to reflect on things that you're thankful for. But
I don't find it corny
know.
because it's always good to take time and just because it's Thanksgiving, that is a good time where people are reminded about stuff like that. But anyway,
But anytime let's go around the table and everybody say something you're thankful for. I'm like,
no, I ain't doing that.
ow, it just hit
No.
my head. But yeah,
No,
I hate that.
I'm not gonna. Well, we do need to go. I don't want to waste
Yeah,
everybody's.
we're up.
We don't want to wear out our welcome and keep people longer. And our moderators, who are always awesome,
Yeah.
you guys rock, and we
Yes.
really mean that.
We have the best moderators.
Thank
you guys
you.
are like super quick.
Oh wait, quick question
Oh.
from North Star.
What?
What is she saying?
What is the copyright rule about using a recipe from a copyright book? I want to do some mini videos, but afraid. Okay, so my understanding is as long as you mention the name of the book, the author, and the page number of the recipe that you're using, then you're good.
Give them credit.
Yeah, you gotta give them credit. And
Maybe
then,
put it in the description.
Yeah, and put it in the description too.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't think we've never had an issue with that by doing that. So,
Yeah, Minuteman said, hey, if you're around the table and don't know what to say to be thankful for, freedom. I agree with that.
yeah. All right,
Yeah.
guys. We really appreciate y'all joining us tonight,
Yep.
and We will try to crank out another video or two this week. So check back with us and watch her canning video this morning.
Yep. And don't forget to check out Sutton's Days, our
Yeah.
prepping talk, which was really, really awesome.
And our moderators here, check out their channels. They help us out. We always want to give them a shout out. And you guys check them out. These guys are great people.
Donna, I've got a couple of bean canning videos. Go back and check canning dry beans.
Yeah, and go back and check out the last year the pumpkin pie
Yes,
video.
the pumpkin pie video.
Yeah.
Best pumpkin pie recipe ever.
Good night, everyone.
Yep.
Everybody have a great week. Y'all be safe.
Yep.
I wanted to ask earlier what you said, like beef, like canned beef stew,
Yep.
and you said you didn't know what.
Yeah, we'll talk about that here in a little bit. But we gotta go. It's time for us to get off.
Yep.
See you guys.
See ya.